Hey everybody, it's ATC time. Gonna talk about the video I did about ladies get paid while you're pregnant, Unborn Child Support Act. So, if you didn't see the video, basically, and for those of you who did, it's about women when they have conceived the child and while they're in the pregnancy, not having to wait till you have the baby, then get child support. No, get child support during. And it's all about accountability. So, the Unborn Child Support Act, sponsored by Marco Rubio and Kevin Kramer. So, here's the deal. We already know how most men feel about it, but let me say this. The fact that they would even bring forth this act, the Unborn Child Support Act, you do know it speaks volumes, right? It lets you know what the men who came up with this, how they think about the women. It lets you know how they think about their women and they think about their culture. They're not saying she can go get a job. No. A woman is pregnant. The man is responsible. You and man handle up. So it speaks volumes. And it also shows, on the other hand, men that are opposed to it, it says a lot about them too. Why are you opposed to paying for a woman that's carrying your seed? Why would you be opposed to a woman carrying your seed and you taking on the financial responsibility? Women have to go to work, take off doctor's appointment, they're missing pay. Having a child should not be a stressful time, even though it is, but it should not be stressful financially. It takes two. It shouldn't be. In the BC, we basically have it where women get pregnant. Most of the times they are on their own. Nowhere can they find a Mike Jones, a little TT. Most of the times they can't find the man. So you find yourself all stressed out, having to work, go through the whole thing by yourself. And believe it or not, I understand that we don't receive the same medical attention that others may get, but that in itself can lead to mortality. You have a whole lot of weight on you. Trying to live up to the superwoman, oh, I can do it. I'm going to fake it till I make it. I got this, and don't got this. So the Unborn Child Support Act, getting paid while pregnant, it speaks volumes for the men that support it and for the men who are against it, that are opposed to it. So here, Beautiful made a comment, says, the dominant men in society have spoken. Abortions nor pregnancies are easy on women's bodies. Black men will murk more. Be safe, ladies. And that is so sad, which is why I can't comprehend for the life of me why some women are still walking around here knowingly, willingly carrying the seed of poverty D. I don't understand it. And it's sad. They will murk more. You might find yourself, some people in relationships, even might be, if it's a one night affair thing, you might look up and get murked. Oh, I forgot. I think she might get pregnant. I'm on child support. And there you go. It speaks volumes. So if the men were to do that, what does that tell you? Those men don't love themselves. They don't love you, and they don't love the DNA that you're carrying. So why would you go through it? Why would you go through it knowing that, I hate to say it, it would, I agree, they'll kill more. They're killing women now for it. Formerly known as says, I wonder if black men will be celebrating this as much as the reversal of Roe versus Wade. And even that, I don't understand it, because the only way that I can comprehend them celebrating that is that they want black women to suffer. They want you to hurt. But again, I said it before, I said it again. about I'm opposed to carrying the seed of poverty D. But yeah, they want you to suffer. They want to see you hurt. And I did a video on it. Basically, no one's really taking their response. They're not taking their response really seriously because they already know. Number one, talk about unaliving children. In the BC, the black men unalive children and women every day. So I was, yeah, every day. So Ann T says, I think we should, as women, celebrate the hell out of this. I remember Nakers talking about they'll have 1,000 kids with 1,000 women before they get a vasectomy. We'll see about that. Either they get a vasectomy or cough up the money and be broke as a darn joke. That's a damn joke. They love to be sleaze buckets, yes, but hate protection. I say Brad is doing a fine job with his laws. And do you really think that Brad doesn't know what the dust buckets taste, their take is in the black community? On one hand, people may say, oh, well, if doing so, then guess what? These men will be more careful, not procreate, not get women pregnant. So this may kind of pump the brakes. Not with a chocolate drop, it won't. Not with a dust bucket. I hate to say it. No. A dust bucket is going to do exactly what Beautiful said, murk more. That's what he will do. Truth Serum for Life says they're really going to serve red rum if this passes. Shaking my head. Essence of Reality says this will make him wrap it up or get a vasectomy, if anything. Essence of Reality, I hate to tell you, not with dust buckets. They're gonna just work more. They're not that intelligent. They're not that intelligent. It's been said that when you don't pay child support, that was introduced under the Clinton administration, under his presidency, the administration about making it a felony and going to jail. When was Clinton? When was? Look how long it's been since the Clinton administration, and they're still doing it, getting women pregnant, and it's a two-way street. But if you know that you as a man, you'll be the one going to jail, who's the bigger fool? Who's the bigger fool? They're still doing it and then complaining, oh, you got them folks got them rifles in my life. Then blaming women for going to prison or going to, not prison, but going to jail on child support. They are blaming women. I have heard it on YouTube. Why? No accountability. So if you know you get someone pregnant, you're gonna have to bear the financial responsibility. If you walk and don't pay, and they have you in the system, the woman is going to seek finances and financial assistance from Zaddy, from the government, the state, what have you. Put your name down. They're going to come looking for you. And once those papers get on you, child support, you have an order, you don't pay, you know what's going to happen. But yet and still, in true dust bucket fashion, they still do it. It makes no sense. It's not like it just came out last week. So, in a world of miracle, where they have maybe just basic intelligence, let alone common sense, they would wrap it up and get a vasectomy. But no, they're not going to do that. In dust bucket fashion, the seed of poverty D, what he'll just do is get a woman pregnant, and more than likely, she may end up murked. As Wiseman says, you know they didn't see that one coming. I'm tickled. Of course not. Of course they didn't see it coming. They never see anything coming. So, Let the Redeemed Say So says, this should have been a law. I agree. This is why men that claim women are gold diggers get on my nerves. A woman has to make sure you can provide for her and her children. Let the Redeemed Say So. A lot of women in the community have low self-esteem. They're used to being the providers. Again, in a in a world of miracle, fantasy land, especially for the BC, you would think women want to make sure that they can provide. These women with these dusties, they already know the man can't provide, and they are still going willingly. So if this were to pass, hate to say it, it'll just be more stories. Look on the screen, look on the screen. Oh, she was so cute. Got slept with a man, had relations, taken out by her boo. That is what's most likely going to happen. Uniquely, Vicky in the house says, I'm for it. 30 years ago, when I was pregnant, it was a difficult pregnancy. I was hospitalized at 5 months, having contractions, oh my gosh, due to fibroid tumor. I was taken off work, which I think pregnant women shouldn't be working anyway. I agree, but I had excellent benefits and still got paid. However, I couldn't afford all it takes to prepare and get a nursery together. I ended up buying mixed mech items at a neighborhood yard sale, collab, and with the community. And guess what? That's fine. That's okay. Even if you could afford it, if you can make it look nice and decent for your child, no safety hazards, clean, go for it. Save money. But I totally agree that women at some point you shouldn't be working. You are bringing life into the world. So how is it you expect things to go smoothly and you all stressed out during pregnancy, making you that can make it a high risk pregnancy? Just speaking in general, that should be an option. Do you want to work? At 6 months, I think it's time to. If you still want to work, that's fine. The first 3 months, they said women get sick. You shouldn't be forced to work then, throwing up, nauseating, and all that. Okay, you can handle that fine. At 6 months, it's time for a break. That's what I think. Oh my. Alex says, this is all so ridiculous, but since these men want to play stupid games, they get to win stupid prizes. It should. Hopefully, it'll lead to less dusty births. We already have enough dusty seniors. We still don't need Dusty Jr. We don't need his seed coming around and causing more problems. So, Flo Felicia Lisa says, simply menopause is looking good right now. Even the hot flashes are looking good. Try anything to deal with these dust buckets. Anything. Zakia Ahmad said, girl, so glad for menopause. Okay, Candy Girl says, I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. Oh, Down to Earth says, a few months to go before my shop shuts down. I hear you. And Adrian Muhammad says, ooh, they're looking lovely. Those hot flashes. I'm out the baby game. Ooh, okay. So Lauren must know you know the workings of a duster. She goes, I love this, but ladies, don't put nothing past these dusties. So have that muscle tool on your hip and don't hesitate to use it. That I agree. I'm telling you, you would think that's going to slow things down. And that may be part of it too. It may be part of it, especially for poor people. And the poorest men are the black men, you know? So that may be part of it to say, hey, you know what? We're going to make this. You can't afford it. So guess what? You're going to reproduce more. Dusties don't think, they just do. And before they take responsibility for their seed, that they will murk you. They will. So Get Real for Real says they need to find these sorry daddies who haven't paid child support for their existing kids first. So many men are out there hiding from paying child support. It's ridiculous, but they are going to be in for a rude awakening when the social security checks are garnished. Wait a minute. And I've heard of this. Not social security checks. I kid you not. I was in the law library years ago, and there was a man, I think it was said he was 65 years old. He didn't know what to do, and he hadn't retained an attorney. And he was in there saying he needed some help because he said, and that's when I had no idea. It wasn't funny, but it was funny because it was like, you got to be kidding me. So he was down at the law library, didn't know what to do, saying he needed some help. And I think what he wanted to do was to file a motion as a pro se litigant. He was at the desk. I need some help. He said a woman had put him on child support for a grown child, and I'm like, how did he even get that far? Then he said it turns out that the kid was not his and that they were taking money out of his social security check. I was shocked. At the time I didn't think they could even do that. He then said, and they had the DNA test done, and it was determined that that grown child was not his. So he came down to the law library saying he needed help. I was totally shocked. The child was not his, so I guess she must have found a sucker of the week or something. But it's nothing right too. I said, "Wow, something like that." He probably was a little roustabout when he was young. Might have been a little dusty. Probably was a little dusty, and then she found out about him. So that right there, I was shocked to hear that. But yeah, they were taking money out of his social security checks. Who been paying since then? Us, the taxpayers. Wow. And yes, non Phosphor said some of them were that stubborn. Oh, yes, indeed. Diana Prince said, oh, they're already going as thieves. Plus, they take workers' compensation benefits and disability payments too. Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm going to do another video on that because guess what? You got an insurance claim? They got a surprise for you. A dust bucket found out recently, and I could not believe it. You might want to pay that child support. Just might want to. Anita Angela Hill says child support should be treated the same way that student loans are treated. You owe it no matter what, and you can file bankruptcy to get out of them. Yeah, I don't think you can file bankruptcy to get out of child support. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I think it is you're stuck with it. Wow. So formerly known as says, I also hear some states are considering automatic extension of payments to 21 years of age for children in special education courses. Not too sure these dudes really wanted this. I do believe you have to pay until while they're in school. So if they get out of high school, they're 18, okay? You have to still pay. The nurse and the nerd says, great idea. But the little $50 check is not worth being a parent with an idiot. And that's sad. Look, some only getting 35. Some are only getting $35. Kid you not. But that 50, you ought to be embarrassed to call yourself a man. $50 check. $50 check. As Robin says, LMAO, you're right, huh? Imagine being unalive because a baby daddy don't want to pay $50 a month. Superflex says, I can't wait to see how it turns out. Me too. I agree. I agree. So we're going to end with Capricorn Queen 7425. Said they're upset that they will have to start practicing some discipline and rein in that. Yes, yes, indeed. But I'm telling you, let me finish the comment. It's such a simple thing to have some restraint instead of running amok, impregnating all over creation. Brad thinks that's what these sisters will do. Think about the consequences. They're not going to think about the consequences. They never do. A Dusty is going to do what they normally do. And then sit up there, murk a woman, and then complain about it. And blame everybody else but himself. But yeah, so the fact that there is a consensus is based on the reality, based on the stats of pregnant women being murked, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes about the men who presented the idea of this litigation. They want to make this a law. It speaks volumes of how they think about women in their community. The Unborn Child Support Act, it also speaks volumes about the men who are opposed to it. They don't want to be, I mean, again, $35, $50 a month child support paying low performing men. And the ones that are mainly opposed to it are the 50 billion liability boys. That's what they are. And don't forget, that's annually. This Unborn Child Support Act, that could be a way to try to hone that in. But trust me, I'm sorry. In dust buckets, it's not going to work. Why? Because dust buckets, they don't think. They just do. Anyway, people, thanks for watching the video. I just wanted to kind of point out a few of those comments. I'll need to check and see if there's an update. I hope this does go through. I hope it does. I hope it does, because I'm hoping two things. Number one is what women deserve. I don't have any kids, but that I've seen women get sick. My goodness, whoo, go through a lot. Number two, I'm hoping it'll just produce less Dustinas and Dusty Juniors. We have enough of ABC, 1, 2, 3, felony, and I'm out.